welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to dive into qualifying. But first, hopefully by now you have a super clear why. You've written it down, you've shared it with people you're closest to, you've reviewed it with me or someone else, and it's something that truly gets you out of bed every morning to go dominate in your business. So now that we've taken care of the kind of the gut emotional side of why you're running your business, let's get into the data side of things, the objective side of things. And we're really going to look at your market segment. We're going to look at your profitability, and we're going to look at your scalability and just make sure that it's a business actually worth doing, all emotions aside. All right. So first things first, I was going to do like a 4-page disclaimer here, but in a nutshell, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a CPA. I didn't actually go to school for that. I've studied a lot of it, but I'm not qualified. I'm not authorized to give you any legal or accounting advice. Everything here is just my opinion. And I would highly recommend that you find a CPA, a lawyer, confidant that you can go to actually verify these points, get further, deeper advice beyond myself. And if you don't have one, contact me. I can put you in touch with some good ones. All right, so what we're going to cover is 3 things. So here's a little outline for you. The first thing is market analysis. This really answers the question of demand. How big of a market is it that your business can solve for? And you ask yourself some of these questions. There are more that you can ask, but for example, what's the pain point that your products solve? What's the volume of demand for your product? What's the competition for your product? What's the price range for your product? Asking these type of questions will give you an idea of the demand and how big of an area you can go and actually solve with your product or service, with your business. The second question is surrounding profitability. So this answers the question, can this business make money? Hopefully you're operating a business that is making money and we just need to make some tweaks to get to the next level, be more profitable, save on some fixed expenses, etc. But this is kind of a longer segment, but it is really important that you understand this math. So here's some questions that you can ask to determine if your business is making money or if it can make money. So what's the business's potential revenue? Meaning, depending on your market analysis, how much revenue can you actually make based on that data? And then once you have that data, what's your actual fulfillment capacity? Chances are you can't actually fulfill the entire demand for your market segment. So you need to also look at that as well. Once you know that, what are the product's variable costs? Also known as cost of goods sold, cost of service, cost of sales. We're going to dive into what that is. What are products' gross profit? What's your gross profit margin? What are your fixed expenses? What's your EBITDA, which is also a lot of people think EBITDA is net profit. And most of the time when people ask you what your net profit is, or when you're saying my net profit is, you're actually most of the time talking about EBITDA. But EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So just for the sake of normal street talk, oftentimes business talk, you're going to say net profit in place of EBITDA, unless you're talking to like an accountant or the IRA and you're actually paying taxes. That's really where the discrepancy between EBITDA and net profit typically occurs, or you're selling your business, then EBITDA is really the value. So, but for the sake of this, just to be like actually accurate, we're going to use EBITDA because net profit is something different. We'll talk about what that really is as well. And then finally, we're going to talk about the break-even point and the magic of the break-even point. So that's profitability. The third thing that we're going to talk about is scalability. And this really answers the question of, once I kind of tap out my segment, my market segment, can I actually expand geographically to another market segment? Or can I dive back into my market segment and offer additional services or products? Or can I build additional infrastructure so that I can scale deeper and further within my market segment or geographic region, et cetera? A lot of times adding additional infrastructure will allow you to scale, but it will also increase your expenses. So you just need to kind of redo your analysis, make sure that if you do add additional infrastructure in order to scale, you're actually still qualifying as a business that deserves that scalability.